This Ballooncast episode is based on an article from Forbes magazine. The title is 4 Words That Will Make You More Productive. Levels, pre-intermediate up. Would you like to be more productive, faster, able to achieve more in a day? Then adopt this mantra. Choose, start, focus, finish. This may sound obvious or too much like advice that you have heard before, so I'll keep it short and concentrate on the critical parts you've likely been missing. Choose. The first step is to choose, with great specificity, I should add. What exactly do you want to accomplish? That might still be too vague, even with exactly in there. Here's one of my favorite questions. What will be different when you are done? Or, put another way, what will you have that you don't have now? And I'm not talking about big goals or milestones. Those are too vague. I'm talking about your very next step. What will be different 5, 15, or 30 minutes from now? What concrete, tangible result will allow you to move forward? Maybe you need to make a decision that will unleash next steps. If so, maybe your next step is to make a list of the decision criteria and limitations to guide that decision. Or perhaps you need a list of the people who must be involved in that decision. Or maybe you are ready to identify the risks associated with that decision so you can mitigate those risks. A decision involves multiple steps or components. Where are you and which one comes next? What concrete, tangible result will allow you to make that decision or get one step closer to being able to make that decision? Or maybe you need a plan for accomplishing a bigger task. If so, maybe what you need first is a list of objectives so you are sure you know exactly what your plan must achieve. Perhaps you are ready to identify specific action items or sequences or constraints or resources or risks. As with decisions, plans have multiple parts, even more than decisions. Where are you and which one do you need next? Be specific. Or maybe you need to write or design something. Whether it's an important email, the next chapter of a book, or software, do you know exactly what the message or the code needs to do? Do you know what your next step is? Will you outline or draft or edit or finalize? Where are you and what concrete, tangible result will move you closer to completing that task? Whether the task or problem ahead of you is extremely simple or horribly complex, whether it is likely to take 10 minutes or 10 months, you will achieve it only one step at a time. The difference between most people and ultra-productive people is that the latter know with specificity what step they are on and what will be different when it is complete, so they can focus and actually move things forward. They don't meander or flop about. They figure out what concrete, tangible decision or plan or list will unleash next steps. Start. This is another deceptively simple step. Once you are crystal clear about what will be different when you are done 10 minutes from now, by lunchtime, or before your next meeting, start. Don't wander in. Don't wander away. Don't check your email or text messages one last time. Don't look something up on the internet. Don't call your mother. Commit. If necessary, say it aloud. On my mark, get set, go. Focus. This part is advice you've definitely heard before. At least I hope so. Turn off notifications, silence your phone, close any computer windows that aren't essential to your next step, clear your desk of papers and anything within your peripheral vision that might distract you, and close your door. Hang a do not disturb sign if necessary. Enough said. To increase your focus and avoid self-interruptions, I offer 2 more pieces of advice. Talk to yourself a little more as you give the start signal. I'll do X and only X until it's finished or until my time is up, whichever comes first. Be specific. 10 minutes, lunchtime, meeting time, etc. Keep a small pad on the edge of that nicely cleared off desk. This is where you jot a quick note to yourself if and when your brain loses focus and reminds you of some incredibly important obligation like picking up some milk on the way home or returning a phone call. Write it down so you can clear it from your brain and get back on task. I use this technique at night too, with a small pad beside my bed so I can write it and forget it and get back to sleep. Finish. Here we go again with another obvious step. Or is it? Instead of simply finishing, we often lose precious time by taking a break. I'll get a cup of coffee and then look it over one more time. And then, as we sip our coffee, we wander in or edit, perfect, or agonize. I'll look at it again in the morning. And then, in the morning, if we are undistracted or consumed by something else, we wander in or edit, perfect, and agonize again. To avoid the wasted time, perfectionism, agony, and delays, just be done. Finish. Breathe and move on to the next step. Occasionally, taking that break before finishing makes sense, especially for really important things, or when you write a nasty email. Just don't write nasty emails. But for many, many tasks, especially if you have followed a clear, thoughtful, and stepwise path to your result, you are ready to be finished and move on. You are the only one likely to notice that last little bit of polishing. Choose, start, focus, finish. Every big accomplishment is a series of small accomplishments. The better you are at ensuring tangible progress, the kind that unleashes next steps, with each step that you take, the more progress you'll make. And the better your ratio of focus, successful 10-minute intervals to wandering in intervals, the faster you'll be. Practice this approach and you will accomplish twice as much in half the time.